my dudes. I do believe that we are live. Can someone confirm in chat, please? Are we? Hello? Chat? Please? Someone? Say something? Yes, you are. Well, that's good. Let's get into it then. How about that? August. This is the theme of this test server. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. So first of all, I just want to show you just a basic idea of what is this all about. For those of you that don't really know, let's remove the Sethios quote, even though it's hilarious as hell, just for now on the stream. This is basic augers right now, on the test server, that is. The thing that they were before is that they were not very sort of intuitive for what they would do all the time, but as you can see, like often if you wanted to switch directions, if I wanted to go sideways here, your build would really just slow down a lot and the turning would not be that great. But as you can see now, just the general spin here on the Meatgrinder, first of all, it's not as fast as others, but we're definitely gonna get closer. And I don't necessarily agree that it should spin as fast as the hover, because it is Meatgrinders after all. But you see how quickly we can switch directions here as we stray through. You see that? This is not dumb at all, actually. It's pretty cool. Oh, go right into me. There we go. And I'm actually quite liking that. This is what Meatgrinders is supposed to feel like. But this is only a tiny build that we're running right now. So we also want to test if when we get something like more advanced, if it's still like that. And one of the ways that we can test that is if we just bring in this build. This is the build that I used in a video some time ago. Just assemble that. And it is a slow build. Do know that. And as you can see here, look at the turning on this thing. This is what you couldn't do before. Like, this is the biggest simple thing that you could not do on August before. Because if you had more than just a couple, turning in a circle like this was, I think you would literally move like, it would take you a minute to make a full 360. Now again, do note that this is super slow because it is a big build, like I said. But the way that we can change directions here is just huge. And the fact that we are kind of slow at switching from side to side here has nothing to do with the Meatgrinders, but just look at that. As we start turning here, if I go sideways and then I start turning right, you see the speed at which we turns there? The build would actually turn the other way around before, because of the way that the Meatgrinders worked, if it hit the ground in a specific way. But you have that connection to your movement parts now, if you know what I mean, that you didn't have before, which was the biggest and most frustrating part about Meatgrinders. The fact that whenever you tried to go in a direction, then you never really knew if the build was actually going to respond the way that you would want it to respond. I just want to see if we actually have some Meatgrinder builds in here that we can play around with. What's this? Oh, it's just that. Ooh, that's a big one. Let's try this and see if it has any sort of random spinning. I mean, now I don't see why you wouldn't build on Meatgrinders compared to legs, for example. I'm just gonna try to turn this. Even though it's super slow, you know, you don't really have that initial inertia. But you can see once we get up to speed, which is alright with these, that you kind of have to get up into speed before you go. So you will need to accelerate before you start spinning at full speed. It's still quicker. The only thing I would still want is that now that I'm spinning, right? If I press forward now, I would love for the meat grinders not to slow down, but just keep spinning and then slowly start going forwards. Right? So you adjust to it slowly. And I know they want to make this realistic, so it might not be a thing that you can do realistically with meat grinders. But like I've said before, I feel like there is a competitiveness to this game that just not allow for 100% realism at all times, because it's just gonna make some stuff not work compared to others. After all, we have floating tanks, so realism went out of the window a long fucking time ago. But all in all, I'm super positive about what I'm seeing here right now. What the I've got absolutely no idea what this is, but just for the purpose of testing, we're gonna look at this. I mean, for me personally, it would be so much easier to navigate through a map now, and especially through like tight corridors and stuff with this. Yeah, like instead of stopping, just slowly and smoothly sliding would be good. Yeah. I mean, so cohort builds are just so slow. I'm really more interested in seeing what these will be like when you start doing a bit faster builds. Something like median cabins, for example. Nothing should be based on realism. It's not a sim. Exactly, NQ Bigfoot. Exactly. That is very much the point I'm trying to make, that, you know, it doesn't matter if that thing in real life can't go forwards while turning a bit. All it has to do is just make sense in here. That's just the basic, very basic build. Let's see. I love how it's just all humpbacks. I kind of want to just let's do this. And then I don't really know what we need here for frames, but what if we take a... Actually, do we have a better cabin for that? The icebox is too slow. Whoops. And then, oh, I gotta sneeze so bad right now. Oh god. I'm not sure what I'm making here, chat, so don't judge, okay? Why do I do this? Just why? And then we need some ammo too. Then we need the let's go for a heavy gen. It's not called a heavy gen. I always forget the name of the charge. Go. I don't think that's gonna hurt us to put that there. Generator. That might though. Oh no, it doesn't even fit in between those. But then again, we could put that up here. That's probably alright. Whoops. You go here. Good. And then a golden eagle. What am I trying to do here? Yes, this is good. Wait, can I not? Oh god, I can't get that connection point there. What a big rip. Oh, we can do like that. That'll work. There we go. And something like this. Kind of disappointing to have a tester with only 2 things to test. Yeah, it's not a lot, but I mean, I think it keeps players more focused on what they're here for, so people don't really forget to, you know, they get caught up on one change and then they don't get to test all of the other stuff because they forget why they came here. By the way, I have no idea what I'm making right now, so don't start with me. I'm just making something, okay? I want to test this. I can hear you guys screaming at me out there right now. What is he doing? Oh shit. I went back too far. Okay, let's just see how this moves. Also, I just need the cannons and the button here. I'm actually going to be so tricked there. So... that's not too dumb, actually. It's still not as... the turning here when you're strafing and going forwards at the same time. So right now I'm holding down my left strafe together with forward. The turning is actually so good when you do that. Yeah, these changes is so great. Like, I'm super hyped about this. That's for sure. This is I'm hoping that this will come to this server. I still really want them to you know, when you stop going forwards and when you start going sideways and stuff like that, I would still really want them to actually maybe make that transition just a bit faster. So you see how I'm turning here. Then I want to go sideways, so we just lose all like forwards momentum like this. That's something I would want them to change. Oh shit. Oh, I just turned to the wrong side there. I didn't even realize that that was the thing. That was a bit dumb. But you kind of get the memo here. Let's just try this. The price of Meatgrinders just went up. That's dope though. I kind of want to see if there's anybody playing right now. I think it will just match us up against the old bots if there are no people, so it should be alright. And also, welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm not very good at greeting everybody right now, but there's actually quite a lot of people here. So thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Much appreciated. Hope you're all having a wonderful Friday. Depending on what time it is, it might be weekend soon, which I personally am quite hyped for. I just finished my last exam, by the way, for this this semester, so I am off for an entire week right now. And that is pretty dope. Oh shit, I didn't hit that shot. I'm trash. Oh god, there's a spider over there. He is in it to win it. Where all of these dudes are going. Oh god. Oh no, they're hunting for me, I think. There. Okay, so first, immediate thoughts when we do this. Pretty darn good. I want to see what the strafing is like. If we just sit here and strafe back and forth in order to fight that bot. I mean, 4 Meatgrinders also take up an absolute bunch of power, so that could also be why we're moving this slowly. I don't wanna write that one off just yet. Can you not take my gun, please? Oh god, he's still gonna take my gun here. Please don't do it. Ow, now there's a bot too shooting at me. Why? Here. Let's see what happens if we like reverse into this dude and then just go by him, and on the way back we just shoot his gun. But if they really pull this off with the Meatgrinders, just imagine the amount of extra versatility we get when people can actually play this. They managed to somewhat pull small tracks off. At least people are actually using that in Clan Wars every once in a while now. The big ram is a very good alternative to legs. And if the Meatgrinders get here too, then we're actually looking pretty good on that matter. Oh, well, hello. I think we lost this, by the way. Hovers are altogether a better movement part. But with the amount of melees that we have right now, I could see uses for this. I saw someone playing this with porcupines. Outside of directional transition, do you feel they are changed for the better? It's hard to tell by watching. I do. I do. They feel more responsive, all in all. There are still some things that they could change. For example, if I go out here and I start turning, and I'll do this. If I now want to go forwards instead, you see how we lose all that momentum immediately and then we just start moving forwards? But when I do this, again, I'm going to do the same. I'm holding down turn and strafe right. So I'm turning right and I'm strafing right. If I now press forwards, you see how nothing really happens? If I then let go, I should have some sort of forward momentum now because I've held down W for so long. There you go. Oh, that is actually a bit better now. That's pretty dope. So I think the way that this works is that you kind of, what do you say, you spool up directional vectors. So when I press W, if I want to make a smooth transition, then I'll have to hold down multiple buttons at once. Nah, you see, there it is, for example. Okay, so notice the transition here. Now I'm pressing strafe and turn right. Okay, then I'm gonna press down my W as well because I want to go forward soon. So I'm sort of gonna charge this speed up. So watch what happens now. We actually transition over to that forwards momentum quite nicely. And if these fucking bots would just stop being here, you can turn that off, can't you? It's not this one, is it? Garage visitors, I think. Floating camera. Oh, that. But let's do this the other way around. So I'm going forwards now. So instead of starting by strafing, I'm going to start by going forwards. And then I'm going to press strafe and turn right, okay? So I'm going to do those together. We just kind of start turning in a circle. But if I let go forward now, you see how he fully brakes before he starts doing this? That's sort of my issue with this, because now I'm ramping up the forwards again. And we actually get a decently smooth transition, but it doesn't happen on the other side, and that's a that's the biggest downside to this. I think most likely. But I'm really seeing some changes with this. Some positive changes, that is. Something like a porcupine build would actually be quite good with these new tracks, I think. Just to turn this around. So if we did something like this, for example, anti-wedge meta, both yes and no. It's definitely harder to wedge an auger from the side, but the auger also has a pretty high center of mass, or at least put your build in a high center of mass if you go for that. It's a terrible example, but you will find yourself getting wedged and stuff a bit more easily if you get attacked from the front or the rear. So you gotta play it nicely there with what's it called? With tracks and stuff. So I think the overall vibes about this, I'm positive. I'm actually quite positive about this. It's gonna call for some more experimenting, at least with builds. Why the fuck did these? 1 second, dudes. Wait. Did I just see something use extra energy in here? What did they not change? Oh, it's that thing. Okay. Just gonna clear the garage out here. I'm actually gonna go nuts about this one. Sideways augers. You could actually also play it like that. I don't know if the responsiveness is equally great. Wait, didn't I take him down once? Why is this built in here again? Do they keep respawning on the test server? Can someone confirm? That makes me kind of sad if they do. Oh. I was gonna say Auger Leviathan, but I don't think so. There we go. Okay, so that's the garage cleared now. Then we can get on to what we were looking at, which was this. I wonder what happens if we put extra meat grinders on this. Maybe right here. What's the breaking point? Still quite alright. For a build like this, I don't know if it's just me, but wouldn't you be alright to what's it called? To crank these up to 80? What do you guys think about that? Just grabbed a set of Meatgrinders last night. If nothing else, it's a good investment. I mean, it actually feels okay. Strafing is still alright. All in all, you can just feel that you actually move quicker than you did before. And that's huge in my opinion. I want to see what it looks like if we I think if I was to play this in Clan Wars, I would probably go for something along the lines of what I'm doing here right now. And that is likely not the only way that you can play these, but that's at least what we're going to do right now. I don't know, then maybe here or something. And then just for the sake of weight, we're just going to slap a couple of guns onto here too. Where them Typhoons be at there? Some would say that that is a bit too heavy, so maybe we just go for a different gun. There. Just want to fill out. See, this is where things get a little bit more I think there is something with the width of your build, because I would argue that we didn't change much, but it feels less responsive now, and that's interesting. $75 hover still deserve to be faster. Yeah. I was more thinking about, you know, if you go use the Golden Eagle with this, because 70 as a base speed would allow you to still be decently quick without being quicker or as quick as hovers. But it would also just allow you to be able to use something like the Goliath together with Meatgrinders. Or not the Goliath, sorry, the Colossus. Together with Meatgrinder, so you would get the reload buff for cannons, for example. But all in all, the biggest change is by far the turning. You couldn't do this on Meatgrinders just a couple days ago. LG, welcome, Better, welcome to the stream. Bam. By the way, just doing some quick promo here. If you guys want sick burgers next to your names, you can actually become a member on the channel, so that you, for example, can get access to some of the builds that I make for Crossout and using Clan Wars that I otherwise don't share. You can hit the blue button just below the chat and you can become a member. Now what about this? I still don't really like the turning when you're doing it like this either, because the turner's radius is fucking enormous. It's really big. But they feel a lot better. I just want to bring up the news post here, because they did say something about tracks as well. There. Let's see. The main goal that we pursued in preparing these changes was to improve your gaming experience from using these kinds of chassis. For example, let's consider the most common question about augers, about the inability of using the strafe and turning in the same direction at the same time, and the inability of changing the direction of the build's turning during a strafe. All messages about poor crafting responsiveness when installing 4 Meatgrinders or more. We have almost completely redesigned the chassis movement mechanics, and now cars with 4 more augers are more responsive and responds to turning during strafing correctly. Yes, they do. Vehicles with any number of augers installed turn around much faster while being stationary. The changes also affected the overall comfortability in controlling the vehicle with augers, changing the movement direction, turns, transitions from forward to backwards to strafe, and vice versa. All of these parameters have been improved, which made the gameplay and controls of the vehicles with the chassis better. The same applies for vehicles with tracks. Due to completely redesigned chassis mechanics, the vehicles became more maneuverable when using 4 more large tracks. The underwhelming feature of the car being stuck in place when turning at low speed and when turning while being stationary took a very long time, disappeared. Tracked vehicles can now perform quick turns in a small area, but this is all theory, the main thing, blah 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 blah. Right. So, track. Let's just do them one at a time here. Alright, so this is 4 armor tracks. Now these tracks actually did get some love some time ago that made turning easier. And I think this was pretty much the result back then as well. Oh, this is very nice. This is very nice. Quite like that. This is what they should have done. Stop nerfing hovers and buff every other movement parts. Yeah, the thing is, hovers are just beyond repair at this point. Because hovers have just been aligned so much to the sideways meta that there is no way that you'll ever get around not having sideways hovers unless they completely rework hovers to be mounted the way that they want them to be, which is the regular build. So until they come up with a solution for that, there is not a lot to do. That's kind of cool. Oh, I wish they would bring this back. That's pretty hilarious. So turning is still like this. Now this is very quick rotation. That's pretty dope. Hovers are OP because of the map design? In what way do you mean, dude? Oh god. That's too heavy as well. Look at this dude though, he has quite a lot of tracks in his build. This is so much more tank-like. You see that? Vertical boosters? Nah, it's an old change that they tested some time ago. They never went through with it, but it's still on the test server. Well, I mean... I don't know what they've done, but it works. On a general feel as what the game should feel like, you can just tracks and augers an entirely different feel. It feels the way it's supposed to feel, you know. It feels like driving a tank in any other game right now when you turn like this. The tank actually responds. You don't feel stupidly slow or anything like that. Hovers can't get stuck on objects, at least not for now, or the parts can. They added invisible walls to a lot of stuff, so you can't jump over anything anymore. But I think people might also be forgetting that if you take the tracks, for example, they have damage reduction. Hovers don't have that. If you take wheels, they can go faster. Hovers can't do that. If you take augers, you're likely not going to lose half of your movement parts in one main drink volley, for example. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to get into the entire discussion of hovers because I know people are kind of very, very biased with their opinions about it. so it's not the most clever discussion to take.
Ja. Nej, det behøver ikke. Det kan vi gøre. Det kan ellers kan jeg nok bare efter.
Ja. Hovers can use wheels to buff power. No. You put wheels on your hover because they nuked the tonnage to the ground. It doesn't buff power, it takes away power. The more wheels you have on, the more power is drained, the more slow the hover will be. So we just gotta be clear on that. It's not gonna boost buff power or anything like that. It's gonna take away power. Now let's see, what else do we have in here? Small tracks. How many do we have in here? 6? They still have that dirty turning radius. That's very dope. One of the things that these couldn't do before was turn like this. But they actually can now. That's pretty dope. So turning, you don't lose as much speed on these, I think, as you did before. When you turn. Because back when we had the small tracks first introduced, the small tracks would all provide, or the changes to tracks, the small tracks provided this absurd experience of just turning on a dime at full speed and accelerating, and that's kind of what they still do now. I don't remember if they did that meanwhile. On the live server, I think you lose some speed, but at least you don't do that anymore. You see that? I don't know if there's much difference. Maybe you guys can tell. But it definitely looks different. I think we actually have 8 tracks in total here. I think I see, yeah. We have some tracks there in the middle as well. We just can't see them right now. Oops. They must be in there some. Oh yeah, there they are at the front. So this is actually 8 tracks, not only 6. But yeah, just to round off the entire hover debate, the reason that you have to put wheels on a hover is because the hovers have been nerfed to oblivion, because people tend to go to the forums and complain a lot. And the devs, in an effort to help out players just a little bit and meet them halfway, is to try to do different things to nerf them. So the only reason that you have to put wheels on them is because people complain about the hovers constantly. And then lowering the tonnage means that you have to put more hovers on your build to be effective, and that means that you have to go higher into power score. And that's it, and that's purely an effect of people complaining. So the people that still complain about the hovers can put it on themselves that we now have to put wheels on our hovers. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical in any way. It doesn't make any sense that you have wheels on a hover. I totally agree on that. But it's not a result of wanting to make hovers better or anything. It's simply due to the fact that everyone complains all the time about this game. That's all they do. And when they complain that hard about it, then we end up with absurd situations where a hover needs wheels in order to function, because that's what the people ultimately want, because they want hovers to be bad. And that's a way to make hovers worse. So that's really all there is to it. Nevertheless, let's try the hardened tracks as well. Let's see. Golden Eagle work with legs. I guess you can make that work, actually. People don't choose hovers because hovers are the most meta thing to play. People choose hovers because everyone else plays hovers, and then they fear if I don't do exactly like my opponents do, well, then I'm screwed. And the reason that they think like this is because the creativity in this game is insane. It takes a little bit more than just a small brain to, and that's said with no harmful intent at all, to come up with new ideas for new concepts. A client buddy of mine suggested that we started playing big ram spiders, and we made up a strategy for it, and we played that in top 10. And it worked. We pushed with full spiders. People always say you gotta camp with spiders. We did the opposite. We full pushed, and it worked. So it's not impossible to come up with other things that are not just hovers all the time. But people lack the creativity and the creative mindset to go ahead and actually come up with these new things. That's, in my opinion, the biggest issue with the fact that everyone is playing hovers. So people are not playing hovers because it is ultimately the best movement part. It is a really good movement part. I fully agree with that, because you are offered a wide variety of movement. But at the end of the day, if people were more creative and if they dared to challenge the meta, which they just don't, they're too afraid that they're not going to be good if they don't play what rank 1 and rank 2 and rank 3 plays. They fear that then they're going to miss out. But if they would just sit down and actually work on a proper build and, you know, utilize the fact that this game provides a creative platform to make new builds, well, if they really invested time into understanding what different builds has to do, then they would also be able to make a build that would be competitive at any level. I've said this many times before, but in my opinion, skill outweighs meta, movement parts, and builds in general in this game. That's pretty much... What do I say now? Do I just mic drop and leave and just end the stream? No, but I hope you get the memo. It's not rained in any way. It's not targeted towards anyone specific. But there are ways to get around the hover meta that is not adapting to it. I just think people should be more, you know, creative and not be afraid to challenge the statement that hovers are the best movement parts. Because they're not. And this is pretty cool, by the way. This is the stuff that we need more of. And this is the stuff that we are going to see more of if they keep putting out patches like the one that we're seeing right now. What do you guys think? What do you think about the change here that we've seen? Oh yeah, however, Wretch is OP, but that's because the Wretch is fucking stupid. And yeah, Wretches also take a higher skill cap to use, but the Wretcher as a gun is just dumb as shit. Not even fucking Pulks can pull this DPS off. And just the fact that you get such a massive explosion radius. There is no better weapon besides maybe a hover with 5 pokes. There is no better weapon than Wretches against a Leviathan. Oh my god, that's so triggering that this is so out of balance. I get the idea about this, but why would you make this so out of balance? Going in the right direction, think it's moving in the right direction, but more needs to be done. Let's just close the website. And then, good change. Auger and track changes look great. Pretty OP. Wretch is so easy to strip solid HP and they have to get much closer. It depends on the people who build them. You saw this to strafe. I've seen people kick butt and claim was using Emily's name. Poke should be 4 energy. Also need to learn your opponents and builds and how aggressive they play. Papa, welcome to stream. You can actually strafe with the Meatgrinders now. Meatgrinder's 400 coins. I mean, it makes sense. The Wretch just needs to deal less damage. That's all there is to it. The Wretch deals more damage than most of the relics you can get in this game at the moment. If not all. And that's an issue. That's a big fucking issue. It's just... If you would take this list of weapons right here, and I don't even have all the weapons because I'm not on my promo. But there is really one true gamer weapon on this list of legendaries that I have right here, and it's right there. The Mammoth is also a good choice. The Arbiter is also a good choice, but there's just no weapon that gets close to the Retcher in consistency when it comes to damage. It takes a high skill cap to play it. Trust me, it does. But it deals way too much damage. So I don't know if it's the damage or the explosion radius, but I mean, you can barely shoot through a barrier with a Mandrake. You can barely shoot through a barrier with... You can't shoot through a barrier with a cannon. You can't shoot through a barrier with Punishers, with Arbiters, all that shit. A barrier is gone in like 3-4 seconds if you just bombard it with Wretches. That's fucking disturbing in my eyes, but I don't know what you guys think. But I don't really like it. But that's Wretches. And they're not changing that in this patch, sadly. Or maybe they do, we don't know. What the f... So this dude legit just made a build that can't even exit the garage. This is the most random thing I've ever seen. Oh, here's built by Sped. I love how the people that call this game pay to win always throws down the caps lock in the chat. Because they know that their statement is bullshit, so they want to just, you know, throw it out there with caps lock. Otherwise, they know that no one pays attention to them. But that's fine. Just don't do it in my chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wait, let's find some Meatgrinder builds and play with them. I don't want all of these big fucking spider builds. Give me 10k max. Alright. That was not a lot of builds, by the way. What the... What is this? That makes me very sad. See, this is interesting. This is what I theorize could be viable too. You will rely on... That's also very random. I'm tempted to try this. I'm just going to change it up a bit because I don't want to play the medium, but... Something along the lines of this is what I'm thinking might be good. If we just remove this altogether, then we should be able to take the... What's that thing called? Fuck, I completely forgot the name. Whirlwind. Oh, what you got with that? Such a schnuck fit. It's very good. Who puts the edge in there? I don't like that. Can we fit a hobby in here? No, we cannot. What was the changes on the Meatgrinder? Just got on. Oh shit. Wait. Why? Those are some seriously random framework there. Don't really like that either. And they all just go there. Good. Then what I would like to get is a hit. That's still not the name. The PU1 charge. I am gonna forget that a lot. Actually, no, that's not what I want. Or is it? Because then... Golden Eagle. Which is not so golden if it doesn't fit in there. It does. And we have an issue here. Can we do that and still shoot? Yes, we can indeed. Oh my god, we are gaming, dudes. This is not a good build. Look at that. And now we're too heavy. That's better. Let's go. I love how it's always this map. Because I fucking hate it. So having to sit here and do all of the tests. Am I gonna flip here? No, I'm not. Oh my god, this feels so good. This is the biggest change to this that just makes this so great. Why the fuck am I in a game full of 17k people? What happened for me to deserve this? matter though. Just gonna clutch this. Dominic, what are you doing? I feel a bit outmatched when it comes to my guns, but... Motherfuck. Homie, I'm on a 6k build. Leave me alone. Oh, God. Wait. Do I get my gun back? Oh, he's still trying. How the fuck are you on a 17k skull? And you're struggling this hard to kill a dude with 6,500 PS. That takes skills, dudes. That takes skills. That's quite hilarious. Only play him the lobby for rainbow and over trees. I think it's only because it's a test server that we just get those games. I think it doesn't really take PS into consideration. It does when I'm not the only player, but if there is a player in here, you see that I'm the first one to join, so then I kind of get to decide before he was the first one to join, so he kind of got to decide. You see? What's the Meatgrinders do? Way better responsibility. You see how we can strafe here and just turn around? There. And we can strafe around much more efficiently, and we can turn while strafing. Wait. I'm helping. This is good. Oh shit. I love how bots are always just inevitably gonna send themselves down into there. Go away. Thank you. Oh shit, he's gonna drive down there. Love how I just saved his claim that kill before he did that. Go away. No. I said go away. Oh shit, here comes the bot army. What? What is this build doing? Just go away, mate. Thank you. Oh, that hurt. Ow, that hurt too. I don't want to get matched up by these big dudes. I just want to test my build. Can I do that, please? Oh, shit. Woo. Ow. That kind of hurt. Okay. I'll do customs then. Fucking hell. Game! Let's share blueprint. There. Hey. Perfect. Let's do this. So we're gonna try to go to the bridge and just run around a bit in there. The golden eagle seems to be a must. It doesn't actually change the acceleration all that much. But it does change the top speed, which in my opinion is quite important for the meat grinders. 60 is just not a lot, you know. It really isn't, but the strafing potential on these I actually quite like. Wait, I can't shoot over this dude, can I? I'm just fucking hitting his guns. Oh, the dude also died now. So we got that going for us, which is nice. There. He do be dead. Oh, we got someone down here. Whoops. I mean, all in all, I'm really positive about this. I think it's a nice change. This dude has some explosives down here, if I remember. Yep. He does. Good. And forwards you go, 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 go. Meatgrinder is definitely more legit now. I'm gonna have to try those in Clan Wars when this patch drops. Did I just get KS'd by a bot? I think I did. It really seems to accelerate faster, but I'll take your word on it. It's probably just because it's a light build and we're only running 2 tracks. The power drain on tracks is huge, so if you run more than 2, you will lose a lot of speed, so they quite quickly look just so much slower. Wonder how this will function. Something as simple as this with a third meat grinder would you under normal circumstances fuck up your build completely, but it actually feels quite alright here. Try going through the track here just to see, like, it feels alright. They're kind of responsive. They go where I want them to go, and I think that was the biggest issue with this stuff before. The turning actually reminds me a bit of hardened tracks now, or just tracks in general. You see how much speed we can keep here while turning and the relatively small turning radius that we take? That's pretty dope. Oops. It's nice and smooth. It really is. It really is. Here. So I'm interested in seeing this. This has some potential, in my opinion. I don't know what. Is there anything more we should test? I mean, it's a pretty fucking small test server this time, but if there's anything else you guys would like me to check out or have any questions, then drop some questions now, and I'll try to reply to them as the best of my ability. It's a shame the amount of power they take. Yeah. I think they could turn it down to 30% without hurting anyone with it, so. But it would take some testing, so I don't know. Whoops. Should I save up for tracks? Well, if you like playing tracks, then absolutely. The most important thing that people need to remember when they play Crossout is just that you gotta go for whatever you want to play. If you want to be a track player, be a track player and enjoy it, because the creativity of this game is ultimately what is going to keep you interested in this game. All of the unique features that you can have with building and stuff. So if you want to play tracks and have fun with those, go ahead and do it. Which tracks exactly and what weapons? Could use the omnibus to compensate for reload. True. But if you drive in the reloading mode on the omnibus, the power is so low that it's not worth it. Do you think Claymore should be more power score based on different leagues, like events? No. Clan Wars is endgame content. If you start dividing it up into PS, everyone is going to be able to do it, and then there's just going to be more complaining about people seal clubbing and all that shit. Clan Wars has to stick to the theme of running the highest PS that your build can have, as long as it is also viable. I don't know. Wait, I'm actually going to take some of that back. Because I don't want people to go for the highest possible PS. That is bullshit. If you have a functional 9K, then run that functional 9K. But it's in-game content, so you shouldn't make brackets where you force people to go for a specific type of build. You have to go for the strongest possible solution to win. Keep events as they are. I would love a low PS Clan Wars League, but it doesn't have to be Clan Wars. It has to be just that, an event or something. Nothing else. Not a permanent league that can change the way that your rating is affected. I only think they should take away Leviathan Clan Wars. Yeah. Is the speed boost the only change for Augers? That and general maneuverability. What you couldn't do before was you couldn't strafe and turn, but you can actually strafe and turn now, which is quite huge. So see how we strafe in here. And then we can actually turn in a pretty nice circle here, even though we strafen. Wait, hold up. Okay, no, that's matching circles. I just thought the circle was smaller as we strafed sideways, but I think that's the same, isn't it? It looks to be the same. Yeah, it is, it is. Wait, hold up. Aaron Crofts, my dude, thank you so much for becoming a member. I don't know why Streamlabs has not said anything. Streamlabs. Hello. Well, mother shit. Aaron Crofts, thank you so much. I'm just trying to figure out why this does not say, hey, you got a new member. Because honestly, I would like to know. Woo. What did you miss? Nothing too much. You can always go rewatch it. Just gonna test it here. That's not it. Bring back squad training. That was a great mode. That was a very good mode. Do you know any good 5000 PS shotgun builds? I honestly don't play shotguns. Not gonna lie to you, dude. Sorry. But yeah, if they brought in squad mode, which each week had a new PS bracket, that would be the closest you would get to a PS limited Clan Wars mode. And I would love that. I would play in there all the time. Because the 4v4 action is just so many times much more strategy based, where 8 versus 8 PvP is just full fucking send, and then, you know, let's see who wins. But if you want to play 6k builds with your buddies and you don't want to sit in a lobby with potential random people, then squad training was so good. I don't know why they haven't brought that back. It's by far the best game mode they've made so far. What changes are coming? Well, mostly just the Augers here. Also, you guys can rewatch the stream. I'm not going to go into detail because I've done that a couple times already. But Augers... biggest change, strafe, turn while strafing. Much more responsiveness, as you can see. A bit like on hovers, when you go forward, if you strafe and turn at the same time, then you're gonna experience a much better turning radius. Or at least a more intuitive turn compared to just turning. Track turn speed also, yeah, they changed that a little bit as well. What? Oh my god, that's butt is all over the place. How does he control like that? What the? Can you do that again, please? How does he start moving that quickly? Wait, is it due to the power because he's running a heavy cabin, so he has a bunch of power on it? I don't know, might have just been me, but that looks scuffed, didn't it? Well, shit. Wait. Oh my god, are you guys seeing this? So it seems like because of the fact that Meatgrinders just generally drain a lot of power, you actually want to go with heavy cabins because they just have a lot of base power. Because this is even more responsive than the build that we played before. Some of that power is gonna go away because you're gonna use it for a heavier build as well, but still, if you can find that sweet spot. Which one has the highest amount of power, by the way? That one is full, but what? We can't really tell the difference between those bars anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Echo. So definitely humpback cohort. Around here. This one feels a lot like the Bastion, I think. But the Bastion was fused for power, though. I don't even know what is this fused for. Cabin tonnage. I got the most scuffed heavy cabin fusions ever. But it's quite hilarious. The cohort from the Battle Pass carries power too. let's see what happens when you just go full speed around here. I honestly quite like this, not gonna lie. I think it's dope what they've done. One thing I also don't like right now, I'm holding down W and strafe, but you see, we're really not strafing all that much compared to if it takes so long for the build to probably start strafing. You see, now we're slowly getting there. Now we're slowly getting where the build is actually driving forwards, but with this just this slight angle, basically. That took a very long time to get to that stage compared to this. But if we start out with both of them pressed, you see that? Then we just start going diagonally immediately. That's something I really wish they would change as well. So if you want to drive like this, because right now we're going in a 45-degree angle, you can see that right there. But it doesn't happen if we start by going forwards and then I press strafe now. You see that? It's such a little angle we got right now, and it's going to take so long. The angle is going to get there eventually, but it literally takes like a minute or something before we start getting that angle onto the build. Now it's a bit more, but we're still not there at all. That is one of the weirdest things about it, that they don't change this. That's why they can't strafe, probably. The thing is just, it's gonna make you so much better. If you can swipe your build like this while driving, it would make this movement path so much more competitive. Because it would be able, you would actually be able to switch directions, you know, with the builds, instead of having to do this. But if you could just swerve with the backside of it, because it would make so much easier to push with this build, because you would be able to juke in case you were a good driver. But they don't really allow for it when we can't. See, so we could do that, and then we could do that. Because it's so predictable to do, having to push up like this. But if we could keep the build front facing to have a narrow profile at all times, and then we would be able to push up like this. You see what I mean? Then we would be able to not tank as much damage. And that is, in my opinion at least, one of the strong sides about the hover, that you can do like this with the hover, but you can't effectively do that with the Meatgrinders. So if they did something like that, you would have Meatgrinders looking even better. But I really like it altogether. I really like it altogether. Any other questions? Now's your time. Or forever shut up. I hope this new blueprint adds a bunch of new stuff. This game has gotten so boring. I mean, we do need some new content, but there's been the winter event that didn't bring much new content as such, but it just brought existing content in a new way, and we also need that sometimes, because they have thrown a lot of new stuff at us in 2020. I mean, we've pretty much gotten as much new shit in 2020 as the game has had before we entered 2020. So, on that part, 3 battle passes with all new stuff. We've had a lot of new shit. Tsunami change? Nope, not at all. No weapon changes at all, only augers. Tracks? Not a lot to say about them. They didn't really change a lot. I think the reason, this is not a defense as such, but I think the reason that they're not introducing more game times or game modes that are permanent is simply because there are not more players. So if we have too many permanent game modes, then no one is ever going to get a game because they queue up to too many different things. So it's actually a pretty clever strategy in order to keep people active in specific game modes, to make them time limited so that they can shift a large player base over to that specific game mode, meaning that people won't feel the fact that they are sitting in a long queue and all that stuff. But more game modes would be nice, I agree. No track changes. Yeah, there are track changes, but they're just not very interesting. How do you join the Drift League? Well, you just go to the Discord. Join my Discord. In there, you can become a drifter with the rest of us. Let's see if Streamlabs is going to be responsive. I don't think it is. The new augers are great in my opinion. They feel really good. I really hope they release this. Thoughts on the new Cyber East faction? It looks sick, dude. I'm hyped for it. I'm really hyped for it. I can't wait to see what they offered. They have spoilers a bit with a couple of pictures that they've shown of a new armored car. I'm assuming that that is going to be some of the new parts and the new cabin that we're getting, which looks kind of sick. You already mentioned that you didn't want the PS basis Clan Wars brackets, but what is your opinion about relics in Rust League? Well, if they're farming you in Rust League, they're not getting anything out of it except for scrap. And I mean, people with relics are in Rust League for a reason, because they're fucking trash. We started a new clan and we had to play from Rust, and the people down there with relics had no idea what to do. So it doesn't matter what tier of weapon. If you know what to do and you know how to play, you're gonna beat them. Don't worry, my dude. You're gonna beat them with special weapons. It's not gonna be an issue for you, so don't worry about it. And if you're struggling, don't take this the wrong way. It's about getting better at the game. And I'm not saying that you're trash at the game, but it's about just you and your guys getting out there into clan wars. You might get beaten 50 times. It is what it is. Every time, just take away some learning from the match. What was good, what was bad, and take that into consideration when you're playing your strategy for the next game. And you're gonna get there. But it takes some time in order to get a good strategy for if you want to push, if you want to camp, if you want to cap, all that stuff. Most important is just to keep trying. Do you think hover players will change from Meatgrinders? If they have the balls to do it, then yeah. When the new Drift League event comes, I honestly don't know. I'm not motivated for it right now. People are not really playing the Drift League the way I want them to play the Drift League. I made the Drift League to have fun. I made the Drift League to create a community event where people could come together. But the last time we had a Drift League, people sat in the chat, in voice chat, and bitched like no tomorrow because it didn't go the way that they wanted it to. I want a chat. The most important thing for me when we play the Drift League is that chat can interact with it and chat can be a part of it. The Drift League is not for the competitors. The Drift League is for the competitors and the viewers. So I want people to be able to interact during it. And one way to do so is by, for example, have you, the community, be the judges of who drifts. But then people do a terrible drift run and they get butthurt that they didn't get the position that they thought they were going to have. And that's just not the intention with it, because then it gets an entirely different perspective, and that's not what the Drift League is all about. The Drift League is about just having fun. So I kind of just stalled it for now because I'm not motivated to do it. So that's on the people who bitched, but it is what it is. What are the most important changes? The new Meatgrinders. Also pretty much the only one. I'm really trying to keep up here right now. My clan beat a full relic team and we were like, Legends Epic, and it was too easy. Yeah, that's the thing. For me, track changes is very important. It's also nice. KTM build with augers. I don't think you're gonna get enough speed, but you could probably post something along the lines of that also. And I'm probably gonna go for it, LG, so people can feel free to join. Great stream, thank you, stream, much appreciated, my dude. What are the Meatgrinder changes? Basically, just move better. You can go rewatch. We're gonna end soon, so you can just go rewatch it then. Wait, is Drift League a race? Basically, it's a race where we just go have fun, flash out cars, and you guys drift against each other and stuff. It's really nice. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Just recently made a build with a Cyberease theme based on one of the teaser images. Swap the Auroras for Gravistas. It's gonna be dope. I can't wait to see what they came up with. Will you stream with the Meatgrinders? If we can get a team together, then yeah, but I don't know. I think this drops in February, so we shouldn't be too excited just yet. I remember when this game was about making weird builds and actually having fun, but now it's different. It still is, but people are just not focusing on it enough. You can do whatever the fuck you want in this game. That's the beauty of it. But you gotta do it. You gotta have some balls and say, hey, you guys play meta, that's fine. I don't. So, fuck you. And that's what I also do with the Drift League. It's to come together, make amazing looking cars, have fun together. Fuck the competitiveness. We don't care. Break is sweet, Hammerfall trash. Yeah, I agree. What do you think of the Mandrakes being lowered to 7 power now that you can't horizontal Mandrake? Both yes and no. They should take away a little bit of the damage because it is super strong, but having that Colossus is going to compensate for that anyway, so. I'm buying Meatgrinders and smacking phones on it. Good choice. I've been away from the game for a while. Alex still good. They're pretty alright. Pretty alright. I like your streams, so you're totally chilled. Much appreciated, my dude. This game is enjoyable as fuck. Yeah, people just gotta remember to enjoy it every once in a while. I do too, I do too. I'm super competitive by nature, so I want to win whatever I do. That's why I often end up just playing meta, and that's why I fucking hate Clan Wars most of the time, because I want to win. That's just me. But you can play this for many reasons, and where meta is a very little part of it, but people just gotta realize that every once in a while. Like, have fun even though you lose. When it's PvP, fuck if the dude you're playing against is a 10k hover with 2 Typhoons and 3 hovers and nothing else because he wants to just sit there and farm people. That's on him. If you make a freaking awesome car with something on it that drives fast, is fun to drive, and you have fun, it puts a smile on your face when you go into the game, then play that thing and don't worry about what others play. Wish there was a way to make uranium other than Clan Wars. It's just a niche because most of the people, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but most of the people who claim that they want uranium other than Clan Wars is because they want that sweet money you get from selling it. People have suggested like getting 10 uranium per week if you complete X amount of challenges and stuff like that. Just sit down for a moment and think for how long you would have to play in order to get enough uranium for one weapon. For one weapon. You would need 60 weeks. You would need over a year of playing in order to get enough uranium to get one weapon. Now, then the only other alternative is to sell off that uranium. And if everyone does that, then uranium price is going to go like this, and it's just going to harm everybody. So, no. I'm against it, personally. But I want everybody who plays Clan Wars to earn as much uranium as possible. Yeah, some of the perks are dumb, but I think they're going to rework that. We'll even make a fusion build with NTAC. We actually talked about it, me and NTAC, about making a fusion build together, but he's not really the kind of guy to do that stuff. But if we could ever hook something up, and if I wanted to, he was down for it. But NTAC is a really good guy, and I don't want to like push him and be like, hey dude, please play with me. Like, that's not my style of doing YouTube. So I haven't really chased it any further. But back when we played Among Us together, I actually suggested it to him, and he said he enjoyed playing Among Us and all that stuff. So if I had any ideas for it, he would take part in it. But that's pretty much it. But it seems like these questions are kind of dying out, so I think we're just slowly going to end the stream here. But it's been one hell of a stream. I did not expect this many people to show up and with this many good questions, so thank you so much for being here. We should do this like just casual Q&A more often. It's actually kind of chill to sit here and do. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. But it was nice to look at the augers here and just see that these are actually going to be hopefully more meta later on. At least I think it's cool. More changes coming later. I think you are absolutely right. Well, chat, let's call it a day. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I am very, very appreciative of that. So until next time, stay safe. Bye-bye.